Habari Gani. What's the news? Kujichagulia, or self-determination. Hey, and hello to my mom. So, the second day of Kwanzaa is Kujichagulia, or self-determination, which means to define ourselves, name ourselves, create for ourselves, and speak for ourselves. I've heard like determinate playing in the background, like determinate. So, for Kujichagulia, the song for reflection is I Am the Black Gold of the Sun, which is by Rotary Connection and Minnie Riperton. And the thought for the day actually comes from the book The Coming by Daniel Black. And just to read a little bit about this book is a lyrical and poetic book that tells the story of a people's capture and sojourn from their homeland across the Middle Passage, a traumatic trip that exposed the strength and resolve of the African spirit. Extreme conditions produce an extraordinary insight, and only after being stripped of everything do they discover the unspeakable beauty that they once took for granted. And so you can look at that if you're interested, but I just wanted to read the passage from it that the Smithsonian's National Museum of African American History provides. So I'll do a little screenshot thing. But we didn't know we wouldn't return. We simply believed some terrible calamity had befallen us, that our gods had let tragedy come because we had not honored them. But we were wrong. We were warriors and hunters, poets and jolly, farmers and soothsayers. We were magicians and healers, artisans and thinkers, writers and dancers. We were fathers and mothers, sisters and brothers, cousins and kinsmen. We were lovers and we were home. We loved the land and it loved us. We were black like the land and kissed by the sun. We knew our strengths and our frailties, and we knew much needed improvement. But we were home. Love. And then today's recipe is seasoned olives, and I will also post the little picture for that. So again, going into our children's activity, Kujichagulia is the second principle of Kwanzaa. It reminds us that when we stay determined and keep trying, even when things are hard or we make a mistake, we can accomplish great things. So this children's activity recommends singing Don't Give Up with Bruno Mars and Sesame Street Friends, which is really cute, but there's also this reflective question to ask: what is something challenging you would like to do one day? How will you use Kujichagulia to do it? And there's a little passage here about astronaut Charles Bolden. It's not easy to do something new or to do something that very few people like you have done before. With a lot of hard work, bravery, and determination, Charles Bolden became an astronaut in 1986, something very few African Americans had done before. During his life, he has spent over 680 hours in space. Astronaut Charles Bolden reminds us of the amazing things we can do with Kujichagulia. So for this reflection, I kind of just asked myself, what is something challenging that you would like to do one day? What's something challenging that you did do? How did you use Kujichagulia to do it? And I'm immediately thinking about, because I didn't get to write this out before like I usually do, and I'm just immediately thinking about the time I spent traveling to Nepal and traveling within Nepal with my friend. There was a lot of strain and tension on my body just because of the long journey. I think I had, going there and back to the States, had to be a 14 to 15 hour flight. And then beyond that, the way that the roads are designed after we left Kathmandu, like the main city, like that's where you would fly into. That's where their international airport is, big city, capital. After leaving there to go to the countryside, the way the roads are set up, it's like, it's not only you're going like this, it's not only just hilly out there, but you're kind of going like this, like moving side to side, up and down, and as you go out there. So they were really worried about, like, the family was just so worried about my road sickness. Like, they thought that, oh, did she get car sick? Like, they were trying to prep and plan for everything. But I feel like my mom taught me most that, like, and I feel like this is what ties in with that self-determination, like being prepared to go further. She taught me, like, when I travel, I need to make sure I can carry, not just carry like everything I'm bringing, but just care for myself as well, just in case people can't care for me and don't know how to care for me. And I feel like I say that's common sense, but it's not, because there's a lot of times I'll go on trips and it's just like, Clarice, why did you bring wipes and sanitizer like this? And then suddenly we're on the side of the road and someone's using the bathroom out there, or I need to, and it's just like, girl. And then they're like, you were right, we get it. And it's just like, of course you do. And so I feel like that was a huge instrumental part of me traveling within and beyond Kathmandu, within Nepal. Even though I was with my friend and her family, it was also I think the mental load of, also, you're just in a new place and you need to adjust, not just mentally and emotionally, but spiritually. Kathmandu, Nepal is known to be, it's supposed to be known to be rich for, like, their forest and their environment, but also the religion that's practiced, and their temples all around the country. And so, like, as a Christian, I feel like I dealt in general in the summer, for some reason, I think it's the fact that maybe I'm being left alone. I just get to delve into the Word of God even deeper, my Bible, my prayer time, more time to self, more time with self. And so, that being said, I wasn't always having that time, and so I would have to create pockets of time, especially if my friend's dad was just like, hey, we gotta be leaving by 5 a.m. I'd just get up at 3-4 o'clock. I'm like, because I don't like to be rushed, and I feel like that's another part of being able to have self-determination. You gotta be figuring out yourself. You gotta be not only understanding the challenge ahead, but understanding how and what ways you might be challenged, being able to perceive that about yourself, and then praying God covers the rest. And so hopefully you enjoyed me reflecting on that, and I'll see y'all for the next day, which is Ujima, and you'll find about that later. Bye bye bye. One thing I did want to add, I was in the middle of my skincare and I was like, let me pause, was the fact that Kujichagulia, self-determination, it's one thing I've noticed, it's never just about you being able to go and achieve this goal or this big thing. It really goes beyond you, and understanding your impact on others. Like, should you make it, I feel like that it needs to be a part of your self-determination, because you don't necessarily do things alone or isolated. Like, you don't live in a vacuum. There's so many things I feel like in my life that I've noticed encourages others, and a lot of this I didn't notice until someone said to me. And that's what I'm trying to tell you now. I feel like from studying abroad in undergrad, like, that encouraged my little sister to do it. Going to grad school, that encouraged just having that plan. My friends were like, yeah, I'm gonna do it too. And it's just like, your goals are not just yours. And that's what I'm here to say. Peace.